Jon Jones retires, the end of an era in MMA. After a storied career spanning over a decade, Jon "Bones" Jones, arguably the greatest mixed martial artist of all time, has officially announced his retirement from professional fighting. This moment marks the end of an era, not just in the UFC, but in the world of combat sports. From his early dominance in the light heavyweight division to his much-anticipated transition to heavyweight, Jon Jones leaves behind a legacy both brilliant and complex, an icon whose journey captivated millions. A meteoric rise. Jon Jones burst onto the MMA scene in 2008, making his UFC debut at just 21 years old. Even in his early fights, fans and analysts could see something special, an unorthodox, creative, and devastatingly effective fighter. His lanky frame, 84.5-inch reach, and freakish athleticism gave him a natural advantage, but it was his fight IQ, composure, and adaptability that truly set him apart. In 2011, at just 23 years old, Jones defeated Mauricio "Shogun" Rua to become the youngest champion in UFC history. What followed was a reign of dominance rarely seen in sports. He dispatched legends like Quentin "Rampage" Jackson, Lyoto Machida, Rashad Evans, Vitor Belfort, Alexander Gustafsson, and Daniel Cormier, often in decisive, punishing fashion. Controversy and comebacks. Jones's career, however, was far from smooth. He was involved in multiple controversies that cast shadows over his brilliance. Failed drug tests, legal issues, and suspensions marred what could have been an even greater run. Each comeback seemed to come with both excitement and skepticism. Would he return to form? Could he stay clean? Was he still the best? Despite the chaos, one thing remained constant. When he stepped into the octagon, Jon Jones performed at an elite level. Even in fights where he looked more human, like the first Gustafsson bout or against Thiago Santos, he found a way to win. The Heavyweight Saga. For years, fans clamored for Jones to move up to heavyweight. The idea of seeing the light heavyweight king challenge the likes of Stipe Miocic, Francis Ngannou, or Cyril Gane was a dream for many. After vacating his light heavyweight title in 2020, Jones began preparing for the move. In March 2023, after 3 years away from competition, Jon Jones made his heavyweight debut against Cyril Gane for the vacant UFC Heavyweight Championship. He shocked the world with a quick and dominant victory, submitting Gane in the first round to become a two-division champion. It was a triumphant return, cementing his GOAT status for many. Yet, instead of riding a wave of new heavyweight matchups, injury struck. A torn pectoral muscle forced Jones out of a scheduled fight with Stipe Miocic, and the lengthy recovery seemed to sap his motivation. Despite fans holding out hope for one last super fight, Jones recently made it official. He's walking away from MMA. Legacy of a legend. Jon Jones retires with a record of 27 wins, 1 loss, and 1 no contest. His lone loss, a disqualification against Matt Hamill, remains one of the most controversial rulings in UFC history. Many, including UFC President Dana White, have long argued that Jones should be undefeated. Beyond the numbers, Jones redefined what was possible in the octagon. He made spinning elbows, oblique kicks, and creative clinch work staples of high-level MMA. He was a tactician and a showman, a fighter who could win with raw talent or calculated strategy. His resume is unrivaled. Youngest UFC champion in history. 13 title defenses, including interim bouts. Wins over multiple former champions. 2-division UFC champion. A complicated figure. Jones's greatness is undeniable, but his story is also one of internal battles. For many fans, he was both a hero and a cautionary tale. His off-cage troubles reminded the world that talent alone doesn't make a man whole. But even with those failings, Jones remained a captivating figure, a gladiator in a modern coliseum who showed the world both the heights of human potential and the fragility of discipline. What's next for Jon Jones? With retirement now official, speculation turns to what's next. Jones has hinted at a desire to focus on family, faith, and possibly pursuing opportunities in coaching, commentary, or philanthropy. His name will surely be enshrined in the UFC Hall of Fame. He's already inducted for his classic bout with Gustafsson. There's also talk that retirement may not be forever. In combat sports, retirements often end in comebacks. But whether or not Jones ever fights again, his place in the MMA pantheon is secure. The final bell. Jon Jones retires as a mythic figure, a man whose career was both dazzling and divisive. He inspired a generation of fighters, challenged the norms of what was possible, and left an indelible mark on the sport. In the end, Jon Jones will be remembered as a once-in-a-lifetime fighter, flawed, gifted, and unforgettable. His story isn't just one of victories and titles, it's a story of redemption, reinvention, and legacy. And now, with the gloves off and the lights dimmed, the MMA world says goodbye to the king of the cage. Thank you, Jon Bones Jones.